It's that time of the week again, time to talk about everyone's least favorite triangle woman, Illuminaughtii. And what we are going to be taking a look at today is just crazy, dude. If you recall, on the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, we took a look at Blair possibly deleting comments, comparing the view to comment ratio of her most recent videos to the ratio of those videos following her controversy, and came to the conclusion that it was basically very sus for how her view to comment ratio just got cut in half, and basically only positive comments remained on the video. I just wanted to quickly provide an update on that video since there have now been some new developments with that story, and then after the quick update, I'll get into the main subject of this video. So some of y'all in my comments for the last video were generous enough to come forward and confirm that your comments were indeed being deleted on Blair's most recent videos, and your accounts had basically been shadow banned from being able to comment on future videos. This one dude even said that his comments got deleted for just correcting misinformation, even when it was in Blair's favor sometimes, which is just wild, dude, that it's more important for Blair to censor the truth and cover up any mention of her own past mistakes, rather than to have misinformation cleared up, even when it wasn't entirely negative towards her. If this comment is telling the truth, which, to be honest, I believe this guy over Blair, then that just goes to show where her real priority is. Not spreading the truth, but censoring her critics. And if we needed any further proof, her most recent videos have consistently been getting less comments, and dozens of people are coming forward saying that their critical comments of her are getting deleted within a few hours at best. This all but confirms what I think we all already knew. Blair is 100% facts, deleting comments and trying to make her image look better. So thank you guys for coming forward and sharing your experiences to help confirm that. Now that I've cleared that up, let's talk about Iilluminaughti's Patreon. And I just want to say at this point that, like, I'm kind of going through like a little illness right now, so if my voice sounds a little different or like anything like that, that's the reason why. So anyways, aside from that, just like my last video, the genesis for my investigation into this started with comments on one of my Iilluminaughtii videos, with numerous people suggesting that I take a look into a recent giant spike in Blair's Patreon subscribers. This piqued my interest, so I decided to take a look at what these people were talking about. According to Graphtreon, Iilluminaughti's Patreon subscribers were hovering around 170 until October 12th. Then, on October 13th, well, honestly, it's way more effective if I just show the graph here. Bro, come on. This is laughable, dude. There is no attempt at being subtle here. This is one of the most blatant examples of subscriber manipulation right here. So let's consider our two options here. And don't just immediately assume that one of these is right, guys. I want you to think long and hard about which one you think is more likely. Option A is that Blair or someone on her behalf heavily manipulated her Patreon numbers so that she has twice as many Patreon subs. Or option B is that 160 random people just so happened to subscribe to Blair's Patreon all at the same time on the same day, and it's purely just a big old coincidence that Iilluminaughti's Patreon subs practically doubled in a single day. Alright, what do you guys think is the more likely scenario here? And remember folks, take your time to think it out carefully, and let's not irrationally assume anything. Okay, so now that you've gotten time to think it over, what's the probable cause of this drastic increase in subs? Yeah, it doesn't exactly take Dexter to run some calculations in the lab to deduce that it is almost guaranteed that Iilluminaughtii just got caught red-handed doing some extremely sus stuff right here. But you know what, maybe Blair got all of these new subs because she dropped some fire video that got millions of views, and maybe that would help make it reasonable for why her Patreon subs would just double in a single day. Taking a look at Blair's channel, we can see that on the day of October 13th, she didn't drop any new video, and the video she had released the day before only got 16,000 views, which, if we're being honest, is absolutely pathetic considering that her channel has 1.3 million subscribers. So I know a lot of you are going to quickly jump to assume that she just bought all of these subscribers, and although that was the idea that first popped into my my head too, doing a little more detective work actually uncovers the truth, which is what we are after, unlike Blair. If you go to Iilluminaughti's Patreon right now, you can actually see that there is a new option to join it for free, which Blair just added for the sole purpose of giving her numbers a crazy boost. We can know this for a fact because if you go to the info page for her Patreon, it actually shows you how many of her subs are paying and how many are free. And oh wow, dude, would you look at that? The exact number of subs she had before the giant spike just so happens to be the same number of paid subscribers she had. Oh my goodness, it's like almost as if all the new and sudden growth from her Patreon page is from the people who just joined it for free. I mean, who would have thought? And what exactly do you get for joining Blair's Patreon for free? To find out what nefarious plots were going on here behind enemy lines, I decided I had to go deep undercover, pretend to join the cult. I bravely and harrowingly clicked on the join for free button, a feat that took all of my courage and strength. I was terrified at what I would find. And can you guess what exclusive benefits you get when you sign up for free? Here's a short list of the exclusive perks. You get updates on new public posts, and that's legit it. I mean, like, come on, dude. It's a completely useless perk for a completely useless product. But Ghost Host, some of you may ask, why should you get anything of significance if you aren't gonna pay anything? And my retort to that is, exactly. I don't think there should be any worthwhile perk if you're not going to be spending any money for joining. But then that circles back to my point of, what is the point of even having this meaningless membership? To inflate numbers. So don't be fooled, ladies and gentlemen. Blair didn't actually buy Patreon subs. She just has 160 subs who are basically bots who don't do anything for her and her revenue and get lame perks that don't amount to anything. That honestly relieves me, dude, because, you know, giving away your product for free to heavily inflate your numbers to make your image look better and make yourself feel better is so much better than literally doing the exact same thing but through purchasing bot accounts. I want to end my video off with this little cool comparison that I found. You guys know what this reminds me of? Remember when Captain Marvel first came out and Disney started removing over 50,000 negative fan reviews for supposedly being sexist, and then adding a bunch of botted positive reviews just for the movie to crawl its way towards a 45% audience score after a heavy manipulation by Disney? And if you also recall, Captain Marvel was also under some scrutiny for people saying that some of its opening day screenings that were supposedly nearly sold out had like less than half the theater seats filled up because people heavily suspected Disney of having bought seats for their own movie to make the opening weekend gross look way bigger than it actually was. And there's solid evidence for this. One movie theater manager even said that he had exactly 25 no-shows with no refund for every screening from Thursday to Saturday. Which, come on, dude, that's just like a little bit too obvious, don't you think? But yeah, the whole reason I bring this up is if you think about it, deleting negative comments, adding fake positive comments, and artificially increasing numbers to make things look more successful than they actually are. Who does this little Captain Marvel incident remind you of? Yeah, Iilluminaughtii. Bro, I guess Blair is taking plays out of the Captain Marvel playbook now, and I can surely attest to you that that is a losing strategy, my friend. The better yourself challenge for today is to go out of your way and be extra nice to someone in your life. Whether that looks like making an effort to talk with them a little bit, or helping them out with something, or even something as simple as holding a door open for someone. You'll feel good about it, and you'll help brighten someone else's day up just a little bit more. Anyways, that's all I got for this one. If you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like and subscribe, hit that bell, and help me get to my goal of 10,000 subs by the end of the year. I'll catch you all on the next one. Have a great day.